prostitution. It was a place where people really, really at the end would be. And I would walk past there every day, and I would see all this as I just walked past. And one day I saw something that really stood out to me. In the middle of all the chaos of the park, there was a man in a chef's uniform. He was all by himself, and he was sitting under a tree, and it was very apparent that he was meditating. He had his legs crossed, his arms were out like this, he had a smile on his face, his eyes were closed, and there he sat. And I just thought, the first time I saw him, I thought, what a strange place to meditate. And every day I walked past after that. This was the spring. Summer came, the fall, the winter. It began to snow and the park cleared out. But this man was still there every single day. And by this point I said, I got to know the story behind the man. I got to know why he's there. So I went and I cleared away the snow, and I sat at the tree next to him, and I waited, and I waited. And about 30 minutes went by, and he was sitting there looking at me with that big smile on his face. His teeth were filthy, he was thin, his eyes were sunken in, but he had a grace and a beauty that was unparalleled. He was completely filled with peace. And I said, I don't mean to bother you, but I've seen you out here for months. Who are you, and where did you come from, and why are you meditating under this tree? He said, I'm from Compton, California. My brothers were killed in gang violence, and I started selling crack, but I had a plan. He said, I sold crack cocaine until I had up enough money to get a Greyhound ticket to Las Vegas, where I went to culinary school, hence the chef uniform. He said, I became a very well-established chef in Las Vegas, and life was good. My only complaint was I worked too much. He said, one day my back started to hurt pretty bad, and I noticed the pain was there every day after that. And years went by. And one day, I went to stand up straight, and I couldn't do it. And he said, I should probably go to the hospital and get some tests run, see what's wrong. He went to the doctor, they ran the test, and one day he said he was at work, he was on his lunch break when the phone rang. He said, all I expected to hear was maybe I needed a massage or something, or to drink more water. But I had terminal cancer. Why did life fuck me like this? And he said he destroyed his apartment in a fit of rage. He fell to the ground and he cried and he sobbed and he pulled at his hair and he lost his mind. And in the morning when it was time to go to work, he got up and he did what he did every day. He went to the bus station to catch the train, catch the bus to work. But he didn't stop that day. He kept walking. He got to the edge of Las Vegas. He put his thumb up. He started hitchhiking. And about a week later, he found himself in Salt Lake City at this park. He sat down under a tree as the sun went down and the golden light filled the whole place. And he said he could see the light coming through the trees, and he smiled. And it was the first time he had smiled since he found out that he was going to die. He said, I'm not going to leave this park until I'm dead or until I'm not afraid of dying anymore. Every night he slept at the homeless shelter, which is at the south end of the park, and every day he'd walk to his tree. When I met him, he'd been sitting there for 4 months, and he had that smile I talked about. And I said, I'm so sorry to hear this is happening to you. And he said, I was sorry too. He said, now I only have one regret. He said, I wish I had more time, because you would not believe what I've realized in 4 months of sitting under this tree. I said, I got a little bit of time. So I visited with him every day. And by the day he died, I quit my job and I became a traveling musician. I wrote this song for him. If I could die anywhere, you know I'd die somewhere in Salt Lake City. Somewhere so beautiful, so pretty, where I can see people falling in love, and the most beautiful scenery you've ever dreamed of. If I could die anywhere, you know I'd die somewhere in Pioneer Park, where I saw a young girl. She was sharing bread with an old man in the dark. And the poplar seeds blew over your head. We should have loved, it was not yet dead. I died by you, oh baby. If you'll be there like you used to do, baby, like you used to do, yeah. Oh, I am constantly in awe of the great mystery. I am constantly in awe of the great mystery that surrounds us. If you stay true to anything, oh, if you stay true to anything, let it be the wide-eyed wonder of a child. Live your life. You gotta live your life with a sense of poetry. And don't be afraid to go a little bit wild. Go a little bit wild. Go a little bit wild. save you. If I could die anywhere, you know I'd die somewhere in Salt Lake City. But that's a lie. I'd die under a bright blue Georgia sky. Thank you. I'm going to play one last song for y'all. One last song, that's it. You know you make me work. Dude, oh my God. At the beginning of this tour, I got hired to play a Jewish wedding. And they gave me a list of songs they wanted, and one of them is Shout by the Isley Brothers. Oh my God. It was so hard trying to come up with a version of that had anywhere near the energy of the original. And I finally figured out, I'm like, I think I got something they'll like. And I played the wedding, and they went insane. They went insane. It was beautiful. Such a good time. Thank you. Well, you didn't have a lay-on before. Look at you. Fancy. Well, what a lucky night. Alright, y'all, this last song I'm going to play for you is based on this little Polaroid picture, if you can see it over here. This hung on my grandmother's wall when I was a child, and I used to always ask her, "Grandmother, who is this man?" And every time I asked her, she would get so sad. And she would just say, "I'll tell you one day when you're older." And she'd walk away. And she never told me anything about it until I was 32 years old when I left on my first music tour about 6 years ago. And my grandmother called me and she said, "If you're going to be a traveling musician, then you need something to take with you. Come to Georgia." So I went to Georgia. She pulled this picture off the wall. She gave it to me. And she said, "This man that you've always asked about is your own great-grandfather. He was a country music singer in the 30s, 40s, all the way up until 1973. He played his last show at the Holiday Inn in Atlanta, Georgia. And during the middle of the show, he went out for a break, and he dropped dead of a heart attack in the parking lot." She said, "Here's what I want you to do. I want you to put this picture up at every single show you play, every night. Tell the story and write a song about him. This way he can travel with you." So I played this song at over 2,000 shows, in little bars like this one, on big stages in front of 8,000 people, on street corners for homeless people. I played it at every single show. So this is the final song for y'all tonight. His music is on my live album as well. I found it in an abandoned house in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is called Roy's Song. My name is Tom Bennett. I come through here about 3 or 4 times a year. I hope you'll add me on Facebook. If you like what you're hearing, please buy an album. This is how I support my family. So this one is called Roy's Song. He's born amongst Baptists in Cedar Town. Bible leaves, oh, we're blowing in the wind. To Ferguson's of Georgia blood, his son was born in 1917. His father was a farmer of a crimson clay. Among the strings and guitar strings, boy found his way. Loudly and proudly he proclaimed his valley, where the soul never dies. Mabel with a love that was so true. Years passed and daughters came and fell on hard times. Roy scratched a living driving cars off of a production line for Shelby. When something stirs in the soul, you know a man can't help but sing. So it was my great-grandpa. Now so it is with me. When the final song was sang and the lights fell low, and old Roy made his way out into the darkness of the road. And in the streets of Cedartown, Georgia, out amongst Baptists, I believe blowing in the wind. There's another old country singer who's laying down low to the clay, so crimson. Hey, thank y'all so much. It was fun playing music for y'all tonight. I got a hat for tips. I got all kinds of merch. And thank